addition. All right. So meanwhile, everybody joins. Let me introduce myself. So I am Pulkit, and I have about 6 years of experience working in the IT industry, primarily in backend development. I have been an XST3 at PayPal, and I previously have also worked with companies like Assicium, InfoEdge, and others. So yeah, today's session is going to be about like discussing about how to tackle system design interviews and any interviews in general. So basically, because there is some overlap between how to answer a system design interview as well as a data structures and a problem solving round interview. So we will discuss both of them. So let me share a quick poll. Please tell your preference for the medium of communication. Are you folks more comfortable with English or Hindi? We will proceed accordingly. English. All right. I have also launched a poll. You may fill that. Thanks, Mihir, for the confirmation. I've just got one vote. Rest of the folks. English. Okay. Anybody who does not understand Hindi in the audience? Or we can take this in whatever medium of communication you prefer. Okay, we will keep the medium of communication as English then, and so that everybody understands it. And when you ask your individual doubts at the end of the session or in between the session as well, I can take it either in English or Hindi, whatever your preference is. Let's wait for another minute for more folks to join in, and then we will start. Dhruv, shall we begin?
Yes, Pulkit, we can start now.
All right, awesome. So yeah, again a very quick brief intro about myself. So as I mentioned, yeah, I'm Pulkit, and I had been at PayPal for about 1.5 years. Recently, I have left PayPal, where I was working as an SD3. In the past, I have worked at Assicium, InfoEdge. So InfoEdge is a vertical, conglomerate where of Jeevan Sati, 99 Acres, Naukri.com. You might have heard Naukri.com, maybe. So yeah, so there I worked at Jeevan Sati vertical, and at most of the companies where I have worked, my role has been of a backend developer, and I have worked on the scalability and the design aspects of things, and that's what my core expertise is, and that's currently what I am contributing. And along with that, I have always felt that uh, I always needed a mentor when I started my journey, because it is very difficult to begin with your career with absolutely no idea of what to do next, because there are a lot of options around. You may think of becoming a data engineer or a machine learning engineer, or be in front end or back end or whatnot. So, and there are like lot of options, and it becomes then more confusing to what to choose, right? So that way, I was also very, very confused whether I should do development more, or should I do DSA more, or should I like learn a particular framework like Spring Boot or something. which or whichever technology is more useful for my career. So I had these lot of questions, but sadly there were not many mentors who could help me with my doubts at that point of time. So later on, I felt like there should be a solution to this, and that's where uh, Preplaced comes in. So Preplaced as a platform helps you connect with the mentors who can help you in the long term preparation of whatever you want to excel in. So basically, if you want to prepare for back end interviews or front end interviews or system design interviews, you can find a mentor who can understand like what is your background and then help you further by like helping you prepare, like because there are a lot of resources out there. You must have gone through DSA sheets. There are popular DSA sheets out there. There are a lot of books and study materials, but there is no structured guidance that which that I have done this, but what should I do next, right? Or if I am stuck here, what how should I like resolve my doubt? So Preplace will help you with those challenges and will make your journey a lot more easier. So that's where I have also partnered with Preplaced and trying to provide long-term mentorship to the mentees who are going through similar process. So yeah, that's about me. Now is the time I would want you folks to either you can unmute yourself or you can tell about you by telling like your name, your current experience, like are you a student or a fresher, or if you are a working professional, you can mention like where you are working and what your years of experience, then what is the company that you are targeting for, and what's your preparation status like, where you stand, like have you started or what is it like, and what do you want to do basically. So on the preparation status, if you have not started, let me know like what do you want to target so I can help you accordingly. So yeah, taking 5 minutes to understand about your current experience, your target company, and what is your expectation from the long-term mentorship or or from the or from this whole platform. So if you are okay with unmuting yourself and want to like like introduce yourself on the call, great. If
Hello. Yeah, Pulji. Can I say?
yeah, hi Sidesh. Yeah, sure, please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, first of all. Okay. So I am currently in my final year of engineering. All right. And I'm trying for the product-based company. So therewise, I am started preparing for data structure and algorithm along with the side-by-side hustle for this development as well.
Okay.
Also, as per my current research, and as I came to know that many product-based company, in spite of asking DSA, they have also started asking the question on system design. In current research, I have came to know about this.
Yeah.
All right. So due to which I have thought ki let's start learning the system design as well. Especially if we are the freshers, so the company more focuses on asking the question on NLD, low level design.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was my concern. What my preparation going on and what should I, what you can say, learn more about to get into the product based company.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So great question actually, Siddesh. I guess a lot of folks who are like in final year or have 1 year of experience. Actually, I get this question a lot. Like, how much important is system design for us? Like for experienced folks, like who are targeting ST2 and 3, obviously, like this is going to be very important. But as a fresher, uh, you will see that DSA forms the like most important bit for your preparation journey. However, like if companies find that let's say there are 4 or 5 candidates who are almost equally good at problem solving, then what is going to give you an edge is the system design. Okay, and a few companies have a machine coding route instead of a proper problem solving route in the start. So you might have done some online assessments, right? In the online assessments, they give you 1 or 2 problems in which you have to like pass all the test cases and things like that. So that is one way of evaluating. But nowadays, companies are shifting from those problem solving or online assessments to a machine coding round. The reason being that since with the advent of like these AI platforms, it is quite possible to like find those questions or solutions to those questions online. And there is like it is very difficult to find whether like the candidate has done by themselves or using some online platform or with help of their friend or somebody else, right? To evaluate that like whether candidate is actually good in designing systems, they will give you a very short question. Let's say design a parking lot with a specific set of requirements, and then you have to like finish that. Then some like person from the recruiting team would or not from the recruiting team, some person from the like actual development team would reach out to you and then discuss about your solution, like why you implemented like this, why you implemented like that, do you use any design pattern, and like if it happens to be concurrency, like have you handled concurrency or not, and things like that. So yeah, that being said, I would say it is very good idea for a fresher to start early on the low level design aspect of it. Reason being that sooner or later you have to build that skill set, right? So it is great to know about design patterns, to know about solid principles, and that will definitely give you edge over other candidates. Does that answer your question, Siddesh?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
I also see one other question, online assessment versus machine coding round. So online assessments are like pre-screening round where like a certain question is given to you, or it may be 1 or 2 questions or more than that, to evaluate whether the candidate has good problem solving skills, whether the candidate should be invited to on-site rounds or not. And in machine coding round, like there could be like, let's say 10 candidates who are shortlisted, and the interviewer will give a problem and your screen would be shared, and then you have to like code it on your IDE. So that's the difference between machine coding and online assessment. Okay, who's going next?
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, my name is Mehak Kumar, and I'm currently in my final year, and I'm doing internship in Nokia, and I want to target to for the SDE profile in a big company. So, what would be my target preparation target? Can you, I mean, help you?
So basically, you are in the final year and you are targeting like product company, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm doing internship in Nokia.
Okay. And how good you feel yourself with design and all?
I'm at my lowest level at now. I just have just an introduction about it, and I'm currently doing DSA and have a hands-on on front-end development, and doing an internship. I'm doing on Linux commands and server handling in there. So
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. So I think on the DSA front, you are doing good. It's just that you need a little more practice, maybe, so that you can solve the questions within the given time frame. So basically, what happens is that in interviews there would be like 45 minutes of time allocated to you. Mostly, it may vary from company to company, but most of the time it would be 45 minutes, 2 questions, or a 1 question and a follow-up. So basically, it becomes very important that you solve the questions at a much faster pace while doing the practice. So just brush up your skills on the DSA side. And on the system design, what you can do is I can help you with a few resources, some books and some notes maybe, and you can read about it and then like we can discuss during the mentorship sessions that how to answer a particular problem. So it's just not about writing the good code, it's more about communication as well. So that way we can like do better at the design interviews, because design interviews are a little different from DSA in the sense that there is no perfect algorithm that's out there. It depends on like what fits the use case best. So that's why design interviews, like in DSA, usually there is like a standard algorithm that is available, but there it may or may not be the case.
Thank you, sir. Got your point.
Thanks, Mikhail. I see one more question in the chat. System design simply mean what is the overall flow of the project at the root level, and do we have to code in system design? So system design is broken down into two aspects. One is the low level design and another is the high level design. In the low level design, as the name says, at the lowest level means like at the code level, how would you write code such that it is more modular and maintainable? So basically, let's say you were given a feature to implement a parking lot. Okay. Now you wrote the code for the parking lot. Your friend also wrote the code for parking lot. And this parking is only for cars as of now. Now, the requirement came as instead of parking cars, we also need to park bikes. Okay. Now the code that you wrote, only like one or two classes needs to be changed, and the code that your friend wrote to implement bikes also, around 10 classes needs to be changed. So which one is better, your code or your friend's code? So your code, only one or two classes needs to be changed. In your friend's code, 10 classes needs to be changed.
Our code.
Your code is better, right? Reason being that why your code is better, because only one or two classes needs to be changed. So testing is way more efficient and maintainability is way more efficient. So that's what companies are looking for. Like, are you able to write code that is more maintainable, more modular, instead of just writing down the code that is very difficult to maintain in the longer run? Because requirements will keep up on adding, requirements will keep on changing, and your code should be able to accommodate that. So that's what is covered in the low level design. And second part of design is high level design, which is not very, very useful for freshers. You will learn about it as and when you like work in an organization. You can know the basics, but more in-depth understanding you will get as and when you work at the organization. And it is also not expected from a fresher to be very, very like good at HLD, like in-depth knowledge. It is good to have, but it's not very much expected of fresher. So at high level design, it should be known that how systems interact. Let's say in a distributed systems where like multiple instances of a database are there, how are they communicating, right? What is the concept of caching? What is the concept of sharding? What is a load balancer? These terms might be very, very new for a lot of people, but yeah, like you will get to understand that as and when you start working on it. So if you want to read the basics, it's great, but it is not in-depth knowledge is not required at fresher level. Does that make sense? Folks, please say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Do LLDs involve algorithms? Usually not. LLD is more, as I mentioned earlier, that your code should be more modular and more maintainable. So basically they will see how do you write the code instead of testing for a particular algorithm. So algorithms maybe like backtracking or sliding window, that is not going to be tested in the low level design interview. That is part of the DSA interview. in LLD, it is seen that are you going to use the design patterns, the right design pattern? Are you able to use that? Are you able to follow solid principles or object-oriented programming? Do you understand those things? So that's what is tested in a low-level design. Siddesh says, system design LLD help us writing code short and in well efficiently. Writing short code in the sense like fewer lines of code, are you saying?
Means we do not repeat ourselves. The property of
Correct. You might have run this principle DRY. Don't repeat yourself. So basically, make functions as much as you can, and follow the OOP paradigm and things like that. So yeah, that's what the purpose of LLD is. And any free resources available to prepare for LLD? Yes, there are a lot of free resources that are out there. I can share you a few resources. Post the session with the team, I will share. And yeah, you can also book a one-on-one free mentoring session with me so that I can share you the resources as per where you stand, so that because it could be very, very different for each one of you, right? So basically, you can have a one-on-one session with me. That is a free trial session. You do not have to pay upfront for anything. And there we can discuss about like where do you stand, and I can guide you accordingly based on where do you stand. All right. So who's going next?
Hi, Pulkit.
Hi,
uh,
Rishi.
Actually, I am currently working experience. So I have 1.5 year of experience in IT company. Here in my concern is like in my project, like there is no development. Like from last 1.5 years, like I am doing like support kind of thing. Like if something is changing on production, I have to raising some change kind of thing, and doing some small changes. So my concern is how to like switch from here. Like there is no development.
Got it.
How, like there is like a pre-developed product, like code is already written, or development is finished. That's it.
Understood. So is it kind of a no code thing, like or code is written, but your work is not much on the coding side of it, but
No,
rather
no. If code is already written, like you can say the product is ready and product is live. If there are some issues come, then we have to like fix the issue on production. If issues come, then we have to fix that issue. This kind of thing, like kind of giving support.
got it. So
Some debugging comes, like some issues come, so we have to debug like that kind of thing. Mainly the company is saying if some enhancement will come in next year, but for this year budget is not there. I don't understand what they are saying. This kind of thing. Yes.
understood. So basically, there are two things that you can do. One is that you like look for internal job roles within your organization, where like you find some project interesting, you interview for that particular team, and then start contributing there. That's one way. The second way is that if you feel that in the organization there is not much development work, or the work that does not interest you, you can prepare for like product-based companies, where like you will definitely get this chance of working on like scalable as well as like high growth opportunities you will see for yourself in terms of code as well as in terms of like bringing the change or bringing the impact, right? So that are the two ways. And because you are feeling that you have not contributed much in your current role, uh, it's something that you can learn on the job as and when you join a PVC or a product based company, because you would be evaluated on the problem solving skills, which is DSA, and design and the core CS concepts. If you are good with that, it's highly likely that you will make it to a product based company.
Actually, in interview, they will ask like if I have 1.5 year of experience or 2 year experience, they will ask like what you have worked earlier, and I am not like I have done support kind of thing. Then what should I explain like what
Yeah,
kind of project I
so
work?
be honest with them that my current job role does not give me much does not offer much opportunities around the code, but on the very same time, like at the very same time, I have developed this project where I implemented it this way, that way. So basically, have some self project, which is not a simple project. Like it could be a
Okay.
notification engine, it could be a rule engine. Okay, so basically try to build a project of a medium to hard level of complexity and talk about that. So basically the interviewer should know that you are just devoid of the opportunities, but you have the skill set that is required,
Okay.
because that's what I did as well when I like moved to like uh, bigger companies. So basically you might not have got a chance to work at a company which has like say millions of users, right? So basically I told them like what skill sets I have, like my understanding on HLD, my understanding on low level design, my understanding on problem solving, and they were happy to offer me a role at that organization. And when you join the organization you can learn those skills.
Okay. I was also trying to understand the code base of the the product working on.
That
But
that
I'm
working on.
like not able to understand like how to like handle that such a big code was there very much files. It is in Java. That's why I'm asking. Like how to like do
Got
this
it,
kind.
got it. Actually, that's a very like
Like
good.
it is understanding should we do, like we should understand the code base or we should ignore or what we should.
No, no, no. We should understand the code base. But if you try to attempt to like understand the code base as a whole, because there could be like say thousands of files,
Yes.
tens of modules, right? And you can't understand each and everything at once. So yeah, like there is a proper way. We can discuss about that later for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I think the team has also pasted the link to book a one-on-one session where we can discuss about that.
Okay. No.
All right. Thanks, Vijay.
Also, my question is so what should be the from current path if I want to switch company to next organization? So is or DSA system and both are important from my perspective.
Yes, because you have a certain experience, so it makes more sense for you to even look at the low-level design.
Low level, high level.
High-level basics should be fine.
Okay.
Okay, I got a question from Sujit. Currently, I have completed my diploma in computer science and I want to pursue my career in web development, and I have applied a lot of internship but could not get any. What should I do and what are the skills to be gained? So, if you want to get an internship, you should be fairly good with DSA. Plus, you should have a small project created, not a very high level complexity project, where you can showcase that you have built a project with much modularity. And if you need to add a couple of more features, how would you accommodate that? And talk about same in the internship interview. And there you can uh, talk about it. And I hope that that would help you. Does that answer your query, Sujit? Yes. Okay. All right. Awesome. Um, Siddesh, how many months of preparation is at least required to crack good product based, as I want to start from today, and what should be the roadmap as I'm now in final year of engineering? So, Siddesh, there is no like fixed answer to this. Like it's like no one size fits all thing. it depends on where do you stand in your preparation journey, which companies you are targeting, and another set of factors. So there is no concrete answer to that, but yeah, like if I consider that you are kind of beginning, at least take 4 to 6 months, and this number will change depending on how many hours you are putting in, and like if you are fairly good with some of the topics, this duration might change. Okay, would like to hear from more folks. I see Vansh, Tanuja, Vinay.
Yeah, maybe I'll go next. So Pulkit, currently I have a 3-year working experience. I'm with a product-based company.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of switching to a better company, something along the lines of Google, Microsoft, Amazon, those companies. And I have a good hold over DSA and system design. Maybe not that good with low level, but good enough with high level. And like with preparation, like it is currently ongoing. I keep practicing on a daily basis. But the problem that I face recently is like I've tried many ways to like reach out to recruiters directly. Maybe I've reached out to people for getting referrals, and I've applied on company portals directly as well. But I don't get callbacks. Like I tried modifying my resume to like keep it ATS friendly as well, but still I don't get a lot of callbacks. And like even with the referrals, it's like after 1 or 2 months the job posting closes and there is no reply at all. So what do you suggest?
Got it. So Vinay, there are like couple of things that are here. So sometimes it might be there that a requisition or a job posting has been closed internally, that somebody from the organization itself has filled that job posting. Sometimes it might be that they are looking for a particular niche skill set that let's say some machine learning experience particularly they want for that particular role, that someone may or may not have. That could be one issue. And so basically I'm talking about factors that are beyond your control, right? So some factors are there, and obviously if you see the current market, there is a little lesser opportunities compared to what there were previously. So it could be a little more difficult for you to go via the referral route. So basically you have to apply more basically to get to the right set of opportunities. What we can do is that as you mentioned, like you have made a couple of modifications to your resume, right? So what we can do is, let's say, add a little more level of complexity of projects, and some hacks around basically making our resume more uh, more better in the sense like quantifying of the results. For example, if you have written in your resume that I have reduced the latency of a particular API, instead of writing that, we can quantify our results. That reduce the latency of the user or whatever the API is by X%, which led to more user retention. So basically, there is an action and an outcome and a quantifiable result. So basically, those things are going to give you an edge over other candidates. So
I do have that. Like I have a lot of quantifiable results in my projects which I have achieved, and I have put those in my resume as well. So I tried that.
we can discuss about the like how to cold email, because when I began my career, as I in the start of the session, I have also mentioned that there were not much mentors. There were not many mentors available at that point of time. So what I did was I did a lot of like cold emails or messaging on LinkedIn to folks that I'm available to like add my skill set and add value to your organization. So I learned how to like kind of cold email to folks and in turn get a response. So And there I have a very different approach to what you must have heard, that follow an X template or write things and then send out to hundreds of folks. So I believe in more one-on-one interaction rather than having a cold. Uh, there is a reason it is called a cold emailing or a cold template. That it appears cold. It does not feel like that you want to know the person and you are just like trying to get a referral as a one-time thing, right? So if you can in turn seek mentorship from the person, you can in turn like try to understand more about the organization first, and then try to apply rather than just like have a set template and sending it to the person. So maybe we can discuss about those things.
Can
which
we
I
expect
had some-
like a paid internship through free?
Sai, can you go next? Let me answer Vinay's question and then I will come back to you. Sure. Yeah, Vinay. So I hope that makes sense.
Right. Also, one more thing I wanted to ask. So currently, I have been focusing on DSA more, and secondary, my focus was on system design. How much important do you think is like maintaining your Git repository and building actual projects at this point of time?
So yeah, because you have 3 years of experience, it makes sense for you to spend more time on design. And like having more number of projects might not be required. Like have a fairly complex project, I would say, where you have done a lot of like a lot of
Concepts are implemented.
concepts and as well as the complexity also, where you learn more about HLD a little bit. Like you can talk about like I would add more instances or how the caching would work and things like that. So you may not have implemented it, you can do it as a to-do. So basically when you talk about your project, it should reflect that how much depth you have for a particular topic in your mind. So that will give the interviewer a confidence that this person knows the stuff. It's just that you are just devoid of the opportunity, but you know your stuff. You have done your homework.
Okay. And also, like while implementing projects, so there are a lot of tools that we use, right? Like Kafka, Redis, all those things. And those are like generally paid, right? So in personal projects, should I like invest money in investing those tools and implementing those in my project?
Not required. You do not have to like invest on any paid tool for that matter. And yeah, like because the idea is to just know like how to use a particular technology and when to use it. Like you are not just like saying all the keywords just for the sake of it. So that's not the idea about a system design interview, that you put out the words and queue or caching or Kafka or whatever it is, or Kubernetes, without having the idea about it. So basically talk about only that stuff, that I know this stuff. If you don't know something, it's totally okay. Like I have been an SD3 and I have given interviews at SD3 and above levels. And there have been a few things when I talk about it to engineering managers, they know a lot of stuff that I don't, and I might know a few things that they don't. So it's completely okay. It's just that you should know how to like present your answer or present your project to the interviewer, so that within that an hour or 40 minutes of discussion, that the time you have to showcase your all the ability or the stuff that you know. That's very important.
Right. Thanks, Pulkit.
Thanks, Vinay. Who's next? Sai was there, right? Yeah, Sai.
Sir, I'm recently graduate, sir. 2023 passed out.
Okay.
In the stream of CSC, but I don't know where to start because we see like in our surroundings, someone says their stories like we are going to start Python, like Java, full stack. That's the stories we have learned. But we have lot of information for our today's world. That is the main disadvantage, sir, because which one we don't know which one to go there. So what is the right path? Can you say that?
Right path as in like which language you should learn.
Like Yes, if I have one goal, but someone says like this one is better. This is the current market advantage. Says like then we are complete with our goal. Without complete our goal when we fixed our timings. Go there like AI, data science, some of the technologies without completing our choosing goal. Can you
Uh,
explain it?
Sai, if I got your question correct, I think you are trying to start on a particular technology, but when you hear from your friends or somebody else that X technology is better over Y, then you are getting confused, right?
Yes, sir. That is the main disadvantage because a lot of information is there. Na, that is the main disadvantage.
No,
Because of which one we
correct, correct.
don't go.
And it's okay to be lost. When I had about an year of experience, I was also in a similar boat where I wanted to try Android, wanted to try iOS development, I wanted to try React Native, I wanted to do a little bit of front end, and guess what, I did everything that was out there as a personal project.
Yes, sir.
And
That's what I'm saying. Because we have one goal to choose that and to complete it with
yeah,
timing. But some because some of their interactions that's we have go to that one.
so, Sai, what you can do is be ready with the basics. So basically, the design and the data structures and algorithms. That is the basic that you would require for any of the role that I mentioned before. So, or for most of the roles. And then when you start working at an organization, most of the product-based companies offer you to switch roles. So basically, if you want to be a data engineer from a backend engineer, they would be more than happy if you bring those skills, or you are happy to basically learn those skills. So those skills are transferable. Uh, but to get into the organization, you have to be good with these two things: the core CS fundamentals, the problem solving, and design, depending on your years of experience. Uh, the complexity will change for sure. So basically get good with that, and when you join the organization, then decide like what do you want to do. So after spending a year or so, if you feel that you are
But
interested more.
if you choose one domain, it's go on far. But like your friends choose an advanced course, as compared to their with our mindset our experience, we don't decide like move forward or why we choose this course after 3 years experience or 4 years experience. They have like our friends do 1 year program with that with 1 year experience they go to another advantages with within time period of their.
It does not make much difference. Like if your friend has done a machine learning introductory course and you have not, does not make a difference.
Yes.
So yeah, get ready with the basics and that would help. Okay, who's going next? Oh, sorry, Sai, have I answered your question properly?
Yes, yes.
All right, awesome. Thanks. Who's going next? I see a question from Tanuja Senthil. Tanuja, do you want to uh, introduce maybe yourself first? If you are speaking, you are on mute. Okay, I will read out the question for you, no worries. Um, uh, Tanuja mentioned that she's in third year and have started practicing DSA. I want to get into product-based companies. Currently, I'm doing an intern in the front-end development. I think I have answered the similar question before, that if you are trying to get an internship, uh, okay, you're currently traveling, no worries. So I was saying that as I answered in one of the previous questions, that if you want to get an internship opportunity, do one of the projects along with the DSA stuff, and that would apply also when you are applying for full-time roles. It's just that add a few level of more complexity when you are applying for full-time roles. A decently or a fairly easy medium would suffice for an internship role, because more focus is on learning in an internship. So, and if your long-term goal is to go into a product-based company or Fangam level companies, then you have to be good with DSA since you are a if you are a fresher. So problem solving will form an important part of your profession.
Installation is very simple. You only need to embed the Lab2Work monitor in the wall. Be sure to do it.
All right, who's going next? Piyush, Jagdish back. Yeah, Piyush, please. Can you please unmute yourself, Piyush?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Thanks, Pulkit, for this webinar. So I just completed my master's, and it's been like 8 months. I joined an organization, not a tier one company. So I'm targeting FANG sort of companies for now. So I wanted to just understand, I've also booked a session with one of the mentors from Preplaced. So I'm planning for just wanted your advice of like how should I balance between DSA preparation, system design, and personal projects. So like if my end target is say FANG, and I'm looking for like giving myself like 6 months. Uh, so I understand DSA is important, but how should I balance all these three along with the full time?
What is your years of experience?
So right now, I completed my master's, and after that, it's been like 6 to 8 months right now. But apart from that, before I completed my undergrad in 2016, so after that, I was working like around 4.5 years with TCS. But honestly, I was not as working as a I was not coding over there. I was working more as a client support analyst, but I'm primarily transitioning towards software engineering. So that's where also I needed some mentorship of like if I should leverage those 4.5 years of experience, uh, describing myself as a software engineer, or like how should I go forward? Or should I just target junior level roles for FANG to break into?
Targeting a junior level or a senior level would depend actually more on like how your interviews go. Try for like SD2 based on your experience. But even if you are not offered an SD2 rather an SD1, you can potentially like convert that SD2 or a higher level within a year or a little more than that, because you bring some years of experience previously, so you know basically how the stuff works. It's just that like having you will need some time to get accustomed to like how agile development works, or how you prioritize those stories and things like that. And to answer the question that you begin with, that how should I like, split my time around DSA and design and development work, is you have to be like a lot more proficient on the DSA side, since you are targeting SD2. Like that is you will have maybe one round only, but that one round you can expect medium to hard level of questions. And in system design, LLD, you have to be again quite good there. So good knowledge of solid principles, design patterns, object-oriented programming paradigms, knowledge of core CS fundamentals, indexes and all. That is very, very important because you will be mentoring some junior engineers also as a role of a student. So these two aspects you have to spend a lot more time. HLD, you should be able to define like how a system should work. In-depth knowledge of few components is good, but yeah, you should be given a particular any vague problem, like let's say design Instagram. You should be able to talk about like different components and how they interact with each other. That knowledge is good enough for a ST2.
I see. Okay. Okay, got it. So just a follow up on that. So you said like based on my few years of experience, at least I can target at least like sort of SD2 roles. So let's say if, I can see like Google has L3 and L4 roles, right? L3 is the entry level role, and L4 is just wanted to understand that L4 has system design rounds, right? I mean,
no. At L3 and L4, usually there are, if I'm not wrong, L3 and L4 don't have system design. L5 has system design.
Oh, I see. Okay. So one last follow-up on that. Do you think should I interview for L4 level roles directly, or is it more easy to break into L3? And but I've heard like getting a promotion from L3 to L4 takes more time, so it's better to spend more time on interviews and crack the L4. Like, what are your thoughts on?
That again depends. There is no concrete answer to that. However, I would say that when you are in discussion with your interviewer, recruiter, tell the recruiter that I am prepared, like I'm preparing for L4, but I would be very much okay with the L3 role if I am considered for sale. So recruiter would set that expectation for that
Oh.
particular position and then map your profile accordingly.
So it won't leave a bad impression, right? I mean, if I
No,
apply,
no, no.
get a call for L3, L4, and I say
No.
that
It's and Google recruiters are very approachable and like very much invested with the candidates' expectations. So you can clearly set your expectations, and they will help you out if there is a particular role mapping or whether they can proceed with that or not, or they can help you with a different approach.
I see. Okay, okay. Yeah, that really helps. Thank you so much, Pulkit. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Piyush. Who's going next? I see. Have I met you, John UBI? I hope this. Uh, maybe we have interacted or not. Not sure. Mihish, I guess Vito, Ritinjay.
Hi, hello. Hi, Pulkit. I'm Mir Vadange. I'm looking for the Flutter developer role. So I'm currently in intermediate stage. So should I apply for I'm currently passed out in 2023. So should I apply for internship, taking experience in Flutter development, or should I directly apply for a job? Because I'm not from IT background, CS IT background. So what should I do?
Mihir, I do not have Flutter specific experience, so might not be able to add value there. Since you are much inclined only to get Flutter developer roles, maybe you can search for a different mentor at Craigslist whose experience is around Flutter.
Okay, okay, no issues. Thank you.
Who's going next?
Okay, I should be going next. Whatever. Good morning. This is John. My name is John.
Yeah, I can.
I'm a back end developer, but I'm just looking for a place to work. I don't have a job for now, so I'll be looking for a remotely job, and I can't get it. So it's killing me, man. It's frustrating me.
Okay. Do you happen to have any previous experience, John?
Yeah, I have so much experience. I have so much experience, and I have so much experience, and I have worked with some couple of companies. I have done some website for people and all that.
So like basically tech experience you have, right?
Yeah, I have experience.
Got it. So if you already have experience in tech, maybe
Yeah.
you forward your profile to me, and maybe I can see if there is a right.
I won't from now. Give me. Yeah, I don't know.
John, there is a lot of noise from your side, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you please mute yourself and like share your code in the chat? We'll pick it from there. John, you can share your query in the chat. We'll take it from there. All right, we are towards the end of the session, so would like to talk about a few more things. So actually, how to attempt system design questions and system design, like I talked in between about same, that you have to write more modular code, more maintainable code, because that's what the companies are looking for. And then there's a reason for same, because that makes like, rewrite, like changing a lot of things adds more pressure on the testing side, that you have to test it again and again, and then like having a lot of changes in a lot of files again is difficult to review, so it is not much maintainable. So yeah, that's where design patterns and solid principles and things like that come to rest. So yeah, finally wanted to talk about like how can I help you in the one-on-one long-term mentorship that I offer with Preplaced. So basically, as I mentioned, there are a lot of resources out there in terms of sheets. If you go for DSA, you might have heard of various sheets that are floating around, or some particular set of questions that you should do. But this is not enough. Why it is not enough is because the companies are not looking for a particular answer. Like even if you have solved a problem perfectly, like the most optimal answer, it is very important that how you explain your answer. How do you tell that why you have used a particular data structure or an algorithm that you can understand from someone by giving mock interviews, or by like discussing how to communicate your approach, because communication of your approach is very, very important, both in design as well as DSA interviews. So that's where I can add value then, because we will be doing constant interaction. That's why it is a long-term mentorship and not a just one-time mentorship or a call. So because we will be constantly interacting, so you can share your doubts or share your any blockers that you are facing in your preparation journey. And I would be there with you throughout the journey till the time you get placed. And even after you get placed, would be happy to stay in touch for any further questions that you have. So that's my idea of doing a one-on-one long-term mentorship. If you want to get a free trial session, just scan this QR code and or go to app.preplaced.in, search my name, Pulkit Jain, and book a free trial session. It's as simple as that. And yeah, thank you for attending. In case there are more questions, I am there for another 5 minutes. Would be happy to take more questions.
Can you share resources, how to prepare low-level design and like resources, the roadmap to prepare low-level and high-level? Can you explain like what to do?
There are a few books
practice
that are available that you can study. But again, for that I have to know, if you are an absolute beginner, I would recommend some different resources. So if you are like a little experienced, I would share some other resources. So based on like where do you stand, I would recommend like that. If you, I hope you are an absolute beginner here.
Yes, yes, I am a beginner.
So there is, I guess, Design Gurus, something, the website is there. We can discuss that later for sure, like how to use that website, because there is a lot of content.
Okay.
How to use it effectively, we can discuss around it later.
Okay. One more question, like how to like practice this thing?
What?
How to practice low-level design in like interviews should be correct? Like
So-
how to get.
So once you have the knowledge of solid
okay.
principles and
Yes.
design patterns, I will give you some like problem statements where you can like build the system on your own, and then I will give you some more functionalities later on or changes. Then see like, do you have to modify a lot of your code, or like just 1 or 2 classes are good enough to make those functionalities added to your code.
Okay.
There is no such like, because there are no test cases or something that to be passed, so you can practice it on your own eyes. And how to present your answer, you can do one-on-one mock interviews for that. That am I explaining my project properly or not, or am I explaining my approach correctly or not?
Okay.
Alrighty. Anybody else has a question?
For HLD, any resource you would like to share for beginner?
For HLD, there are books. You can do Alex Zhu. There is a book by Alex Zhu. There is DDIA, Designing Data Intensive Applications. Yeah, before that, I have a few notes which you can refer to before even like reading through those books. So yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. How can you share that notes? Like,
I can share it with the team.
okay.
Replaced, or as I mentioned in this slide, you may have a free trial session there. I can share those.
Okay.
So, yeah, 2 ways to do that.
Hi Pulkit, this is Anushka here from Preplaced. I think we are good to go with the session, and if anybody else have any sort of question, you can raise your hand and ask the question, and if not, then we can end the session here.
Sure.
Okay, so I think there are no more questions. So yeah, thank you so much, Pulkit, for taking this amazing session. And everyone will get the recording through a mail and WhatsApp and on the community as well. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining in. Have a great day. Bye bye.